What's going on YouTube? Shy here, and in this video, Buy Low Sell Shy, I'm going to show you my inventory system because I got to pick 3 items, and I want you to judge me if you think my inventory is jacked up, a hot mess, or if it kind of makes sense if you're me. All right, so these are the 3 things that actually sold. We've got a watch, another watch, and I told you my old Anchor camera would definitely sell. This is my new one, the Hollyland. Dude, that thing's badass. So if you want an awesome live webcam that actually focuses and looks clear and comes with this little wireless mic, definitely watch my long format on a review of comparing this Anchor work to this thing. It's like night and day. Anyways, so don't have to go far for the Anchor work. That's right here. And I already built a little box. So we could go ghetto style and just poly bag this, but we're going to just put that in there like this, put some filler, and we have our scale here. And with the filler and stuff, we'll be under 12 ounces, which is cool. So 9x6x2, love these boxes. I'll put a link in the description. I usually buy them in groups of 50. It's like 31 bucks on Amazon. All right, so this is picked. And now we got to pick 2 watches. All right, so we're going to just get up and we're going to show you my hot mess inventory system. All right, so I do the bin system, and I do it in the type of items or the actual owner of the items because I do consignment. So in this case, we're going to do some live digging here. I have not done anything to kind of pre-look for these. So we're looking for a watch with a purple band. And pretty sure I put all the bands with color in one. No. And I'm not going to edit this, guys, so I'm going to basically show you exactly how long it takes me to find. All right, these are two-tone watches. And you might hear my cat Miso in the background. He's in a scratchy mode, meaning he's just going around scratching. All right, so we found the watch, the Pastorelli. Here it is, and it probably needs a battery change. So yeah, so definitely gonna have to change the battery, which happens because I listed this. Let's see. Oh wow, it's been a year and 3 months. So yeah, good time. So we'll have to change the battery, but it's okay. We mark the battery 626, and we have the battery 626 right here. So we'll change that out. It's probably why people don't like to sell watches, but this is a little tool to take that off, and we need our little picking tool to pop the battery out. So we'll do that. I'm not going to videotape that. And now we need to find that old school silver watch with the flex band. The guy said it's a mechanical watch, and the buyer said they don't want the band, but I'm going to send it to them anyways because I included a brand new band. And yeah, all right. I'm going to pause this because I'm going to need 2 hands to, well, no, let's open the bag like this. So again, hot mess for watches. So this is the band I'm looking for, but it's on an old mechanical watch. Kind of looks like that. So these watches in here, I put in here because I bought a lot. So I have not organized these yet. So yeah, this is kind of embarrassing because it's taking me way too long to find this watch. All right, we're going to take this whole bin and we're going to do the spread method. You guys ever do the spread method? You just take well, it's not in this one because these are all two-tone. So these are colored bands, so I wouldn't put it in that bag. Probably in this one. Here we go. Found it. So yeah, I got this watch from the Skokie estate sale. This was a fill a bag for $10, like an entire grocery bag, like a big paper bag. So I have no money in this watch, so I decided to include an actual band and the old crappy band that came with it. So this one's ready to go. And we need more 9x6x2 boxes. So let's go get that. Yeah, I gotta organize the storage here. So this is where I keep my boxes. I just got these in. So we're gonna ship the 2 watches in these boxes. And we're gonna bubble wrap it. Okay, so it's taken me like 5 minutes to find all this stuff. I do have to replace the battery, which I'll do. So, all right. Then we're gonna go back to our station here and we'll print the labels. So let me pause it. Let me pause it real quick. I'm gonna print the labels and I'm gonna replace this battery. 1 second. All right, I decided I'm gonna show you how to replace a battery in a watch. Might as well, because you know, we're doing this real life time. So this watch is pretty much brand new. You can kind of tell here. And what you do with these watches is you have to like just find the little part here. So we're gonna pop it off. Okay, like that. And we'll take this off. And these watch tools I spent a lot of money for. I used to have like the cheapy $10 all-in-one kit, you know, from Amazon, but you actually have to get good products like this Bergeon. So this thing's like 90 bucks, guys, but it's well worth it. It's built like a tank and it's made out of titanium. All right, so the battery, oh boy, it's got this little part here. So we're gonna need I hate these kind with the little screw in it. Well, maybe we can just get it out. Yep, we'll slide that over and pop the battery out. Then we're gonna get our new battery. Out here, and do not put the old battery back in. That sucks. Have I done that before? Yeah, I definitely have. All right, so we just take it like that. So we put the new battery in, and then we're gonna slide this little thing over it, flip the watch, and now we are ticking. We are ticking, and I'm gonna just write on here that new battery, and I'll put today's date. So that way, oh, and always remember to put this little holder in here because otherwise the dial just goes a little crazy. All right, and that's the wrong way. So again, we're trying to do this in a hurry because we do have to get back to work here. So yeah, take this part and put it like that. There we go. It's kind of weird, but whatever. And then hopefully this just snaps back in. And it's not, so now we're gonna have to, well, we can try this method. There we go. So sometimes you need a little more leverage. Now I do have a special watch pressing machine that will press these on the back if I can't do that by hand, but you never want to like put the glass on a hard surface. This is carpet. All right, so we are a ticking, we are beautiful, and we're gonna put this back in here. And we're going to take some scissors here, and that way we can tell the buyer that we've replaced it with a Maxell. And let me grab a pen real quick. Oh, we got one in the bin. We got one in the bin. And today's date is 5/21/26. New battery. All right, so this is now ready to go. We're gonna put all our stuff away because we don't want to be a frickin' slob. And love these little itty bitty cabinets here where I keep all my watch tools ready to rock and all our batteries. All right, so we're gonna throw this away. We're gonna put this back in here with this one, and this is ready to go. All right, so we're 10 minutes in. We're 10 minutes in. We're almost done. Okay, so we've got our 2 watches, brand new changed battery. We're gonna ship this one out. That one's easy. We're gonna throw this away. And yeah, next thing I'm gonna do is print the labels and get this shipped out. Now I can't show this because I'm going to show their address and stuff, and that's not cool, but basically real life, had to pull 3 items, changed a watch battery, took a while to find the silver watch, but that is my inventory method. And if you don't like it, too bad. That's what I do. But I do keep all the stuff within quick reach. I'm not driving to a separate storage facility because that would absolutely suck. I am not putting it in a separate storage room, although I could, but then it's kind of like dark in there. I like it over here where my the wet bar is, which we don't use. If we're going to go out drinking with friends and stuff, we're going to go out to actual bar. We're a little too old to be like, hey man, come to my basement, have some cocktails. We don't do that. So, but all my stuff is within walking distance from my laptop or my laptop setup, where I print the labels, and basically was able to do that in under 10 minutes, which is kind of long, but I had to change a battery in a watch. And you guys that don't know how to change watch batteries, I made it look really easy because I've done like thousands of them, but sometimes they're not so easy. So, but we're gonna ship these in boxes instead of just putting it in regular like bubble mailers, because then the watch gets wrecked. And we have our bubble wrap right here. So as we bubble wrap this, slap the labels on, and we'll get it over to the post office. And I do have packages that I forgot to drop off yesterday at the post office. And they're pretty large items. So we're going to do that next, run to the bank, and we'll be all set. So follow me for some more content, but let me know if my inventory system is jacked up. All the stuff's over there. I know it looks like a hot mess, but I know where it is. That's all that's important. I don't know if I would ever set up or want to set up, you know, the shelves with the box system and like you put a label on each one. That's only if I were an actual big business and I hired someone to pull inventory, but I don't hire anybody. It's me. I'm the one printing the labels. I know where I put it, and it's all in one section. And yeah, I got to organize it, make it look a little bit nicer, but that's just where my eBay stuff is. I don't keep any personal stuff over there. I don't keep any actual death pile stuff. My death pile stuff is in the garage. So it's not a death pile. It's out ready to rock for a garage sale, and it's in storage bins in the garage. So if you have a pretty significant amount of listings on eBay, so again, I have close to 1,700, you want to keep them in one particular area. You do not want to have death pile stuff there. You do not want to have shipping supplies there. You just want your stuff in one area, your shipping supplies in a different area, and that way you're not digging through boxes or digging through garbage. And you also don't want personal stuff with the eBay items. So again, don't store your death pile stuff in the same area with your inventory that's listed on eBay, because it'll take forever to find it. Don't put your shipping supplies with your stuff. Make a separate section for your shipping supplies. And then obviously have a good scale, guys. Don't be cheap. So we'll leave it at that. Hopefully you appreciated this live. 3 items sold this morning, picked, ready to ship out. It'll take me another minute or so to bubble wrap the items, slap a label on it, and get it over to the post office. And my post office is 2 to 3 minutes from my house. So, and I'm in Elk Grove Village. Elk Grove Village has the largest business park in the United States, and we have the fastest post office system. Everything that comes into the United States comes through Elk Grove first, just so you know. So catch you guys in the next one. Appreciate you watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.